This is ABC15 Mornings.
This morning, we're learning more about the first coronavirus death in Arizona. ABC 15 talking with the victim's friend, who is now pushing for more testing.
And millions of people out of a job overnight, now lawmakers pushing to provide some relief for the jobless.
I would want someone to do it for me or my family.
Spreading kindness to calm fears. The community effort to make sure everyone has what they need during this time of uncertainty. And those are the stories that we're hoping to mix in as we keep you informed as well. But we want to thank you for waking up with us on this Sunday. I'm Nohelani Graff.
And I'm Mark Thompson. It's shaped up to be a beautiful day weather-wise yesterday.
Sure did.
How's it looking to round out the weekend?
So we're going to be dry today, but it's going to look a little different out there. Our clouds and radar overnight showing us on the satellite here that we did see a big batch of clouds stream into the valley here. But again, no moisture coming out of these. We will stay dry. It is still a little cool out there, though, this morning. We're starting off in the low 50s, which means that some valley cities are likely to dip into the upper 40s as we get closer to that sunrise time this morning of 6:26. But there is a warm up coming despite the extra cloud cover today. I'll talk about just how warm it will get in that most accurate forecast.
All right, thank you. And our big story continues to be the coronavirus. And the coronavirus this morning, there are new numbers out that show that we now have more than 100 cases in our state. Maricopa County has the most cases at 49. And so far, one person in Arizona has died. In the United States, more than 320 people have died. And there are more than 25,000 cases. That's compared to 300 cases globally.
And Mark, on that note, this morning we are learning more about Arizona's first coronavirus death. We now know who died, but out of respect for their family, ABC 15 is choosing not to say his name. Still, however, our Chloe Marr is learning more about who he was.
Oh, he's the person you wanted on your sports team or your work team. He was very intuitive as to what needed to get done to get a project done.
Bella Bates remembers her friend, the first person to pass from a confirmed case of the novel coronavirus in Arizona.
I have never had a friend to date. I'm 51 years old, have not lost a friend. And to lose him to something like this seems unfair. He was cheated.
ABC 15 has confirmed the man was a City of Phoenix employee. The city says it's taking the necessary steps to make sure other workers are put at minimal risk. But Bates, who now knows firsthand the heartbreak and loss of the worldwide pandemic, says it's not enough.
That's why I have this hashtag right to test. That is a basic right we should have. We should have these test kits in every little clinic at the grocery store. Every pediatrician, every family doctor should have a test. Of course, the hospital should have a test. Nobody should be sent home without this test.
Reporting for ABC 15 Arizona, I'm Chloe Marr.
And our hearts are with those who knew him well. We also know that the man who died did have an underlying health condition, and that is something that we know does put people at higher risk. Arizona health officials not holding a news conference, though, on the death, only sending a statement that reads, "We expect to see more cases of COVID-19 in Arizona, and there could be more deaths. It is imperative that everyone take precautions to protect you and your family from this disease." Now, new for you this morning, Scottsdale Unified School District is now going to be giving out laptops to students. That begins tomorrow. The district tweeting out that they will start e-learning this coming week, and they're going to offer loaner devices to families who don't have computers or the internet. That equipment is going to be available tomorrow from 9:30 in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Navajo Elementary School, as well as Chaparral High School. Parents, you do have to bring your child's school ID and their ID number, as well as your driver's license, in order to get that equipment because it is on loan.
6 states in the United States now closing all non-essential businesses. New Jersey now joining California, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Nevada this weekend, meaning more than 80 million Americans are now told to stay home. New York State has more than 11,000 cases, and now New York City's health department is limiting testing to hospitalized patients only. Now, they hope that this will preserve protective equipment for healthcare workers, which is now in short supply. Officials say that not everyone needs to get tested.
When you go in and get tested, you are consuming personal protective equipment, masks and gowns. Those are high priority for the healthcare workers who are taking care of people who have coronavirus disease.
Officials saying that the priority groups, we've told you about this before, are those that are hospitalized, symptomatic healthcare workers, seniors, especially those in long-term care facilities, or those with pre-existing conditions.
This is another tough reality of the impact of this. Millions of Americans are now suddenly out of work, losing their jobs because of coronavirus. And now people are rushing to file for unemployment. 3 million people, in fact, are expected to file unemployment claims in the coming days. Several states already seeing a spike in those jobless claims as well. Places like New York City, Hollywood, and the French Quarter in New Orleans, normally filled with people, but now they all look like this, ghost towns. This weekend, though, amid all of the negative headlines, we are finding some glimmers of hope. Small businesses like a distillery in Chicago stepping up.
I think anybody that finds themselves in a war, and we're in a world war right now, if they can, they step up.
So some of the businesses are helping out by making hand sanitizer or donating the supplies that they have on hand that they're not using now that they don't have customers. Lawmakers in Washington are also trying to step up to help those who are out of a job. Right now, they are working to pass a bill that will help boost the economy.
I like to call it a rescue and support package. It's not stimulus. We're in unprecedented times and we need to get some rescue and support out there quickly.
Now, that's how Senator Martha McSally describes the package, but what does it really mean for you? The U.S. Treasury Department would be sending checks to Americans starting next month. Those checks would be between $1,000 and $2,000, depending on your income level and the size of your family. This isn't the first time stimulus checks have been used. You might remember the Bush administration used them in 2001 and again in 2008. Financial experts say that extra cash could help with everyday costs like your rent, your car payments, and utility bills.
And there is some good news for those of you who still have to go into work. Gas prices continue to drop across the country. 19 states now have gas price averages that are less than $2, but that's not the case here in Arizona. Our state's average is about 45 cents above the national average of $2.14 per gallon. Now, the last time that the average prices were this low was December of 2016. And we know you have a lot of questions about coronavirus, so you can head to ABC15.com for some more answers. And there's a lot of resources there that can help you out. Everything from where you can get your child's school lunch to how you can help them learn at home. It's all on ABC15.com/coronavirus.
Now let's switch gears for a moment. The past few weeks, we have been seeing a lot of rain and that water shutting down one valley street. The flow of the Salt River actually closing McKellips down. We've seen that happen before. This is from the Loop 202 to Alma School. Now, the good news is we don't have any rain in our immediate forecast, not any measurable amount. We are drying out, so that's helpful. What is going to be different as you step out the door this morning, maybe with that cup of coffee on your patio, it's a little cooler. Also some clouds out there, too.
I didn't mind the rain the past couple of days.
Sometimes it's a nice break,
yeah,
right?
help me get some good naps in.
Yeah, see, there you go. Of course, now that everybody's feeling a little cooped up inside, any excuse to get out is what they're looking for. So you're still going to be fine if you want to do that. It's chilly out there this morning. Temperatures are in the 50s across the valley, so it's a little bit cooler here. Right now, we're at 56 in the Phoenix Metro. That sunrise is at 6:26 this morning, but then we will warm. Look at this, to 75, our forecast high today, even despite the cloud cover. So when you step outside to take the dog for a walk at any point today, we're going to give you the green light because we are staying dry despite the clouds. But there is some rain in our long range forecast. We'll talk about that coming up in the full Most Accurate Forecast.
And we've seen it. Fear and uncertainty has led to long lines and empty shelves in our stores and a lot of frustration for shoppers. But we're seeing a new trend growing through social media of people who are putting others first and wanting to help their neighbors in need.
This is what we need sometimes, is just to see the good in humanity that's still out there. So ABC15's Sonu Wasu is showing us some of these random acts of kindness and how you can chip in as well.
What can you do to help your neighbors while so many others are hoarding up on everything from toilet paper to paper towels, milk and eggs? It's leaving others stranded without, especially the elderly and disabled.
I ran into a 90-year-old lady at the 99-cent store, and she was crying inside the store that she just wanted a roll of toilet paper.
So Angela tells me she did what her heart told her to right away.
And I went to my car and I got a package that size, and I brought it over to her, and she just hugged me and cried.
Through the small random acts of kindness, a big effort born. This Facebook community named Basic Needs Donations for High-Risk Individuals. Founder Zach Sweat tells me it's to help link those who need help with those who can.
We have some toilet paper, peanut butter here.
In this social media community, we met Samantha Rogers with the Hatfield Medical Group, offering to personally deliver much-needed supplies to the elderly.
I would want someone to do it for me or my family, so I feel like a lot of these patients or even elderly people are alone, and if we can help, whether it's one can of fruit or toilet paper or whatever, I'd rather them have it over me or my family just because they need it more.
We also met this mom of 3 kids looking for help on social media.
What's it been like to just hunt for basic supplies?
It's been really hard.
She tells me her call for help is being answered.
It was immediate. Everybody was, hey, I've got paper towels, if that helps. I have baby wipes, if that helps.
Unlike the chaos inside Valley stores, in this social media community, you'll find a different tone.
There's a lot less dread. There's a lot more hope and just coming together.
A lot more neighbor helping neighbor, restoring hope in humanity. Sonu Wasu, ABC15, Arizona.
Yeah, I think a lot of people may be realizing that they stocked up a little too much, and some people still need the help. Great to see. So as people are flocking to the stores to purchase different disinfectant wipes, there is a new study that is reminding people not to skip one simple step in their cleaning process.
Plus, we know it might get a little boring when you have to stay at home under the self-quarantine, but we've got some tips for you to help you avoid what some people call cabin fever.
Also, while still social distancing, some of you are getting outside, and we're proud of you for being safe as you do this. This is from Satya, taking a walk on the trails yesterday.
Beautiful.
We're seeing some of those wildflowers pop up. Gorgeous view. We're going to have your full forecast. Let you know if you can do more of this in the days ahead. That's coming up.
It is 5:14 on your Sunday morning. Back to our coronavirus coverage now. Digestive problems seem to be the most reported symptom. That's according to a small coronavirus study that is just out a few days ago. Now, the data looked at about 200 COVID-19 cases and found about half of the patients complained of loss of appetite or diarrhea. Researchers say that these symptoms should not be ignored, even though the virus is often associated with respiratory problems. Even some severe coronavirus cases included pronounced digestive problems. Researchers say that more studies need to be done, but physicians should also look for digestive systems when they are diagnosing patients. And this morning, a reality check on cleaning and disinfecting your home. A new study from the National Institute of Health says that the coronavirus stays on cardboard for up to 24 hours and 2 to 3 days on plastic and stainless steel surfaces. So how can you get rid of the germs that are in your house? Experts say that you have to clean the surfaces first before you disinfect them with chemical agents.
Sanitizing and disinfecting won't be effective if the surface is dirty. So you really do need to clean first before you disinfect or sanitize.
But with those disinfectant wipes selling out, what else can you use? The EPA has a list of more than 200 approved products to fight the COVID-19 virus, and that's on their website. Well, you may have noticed that there was a new Google Doodle that was up yesterday. The animated clip showed a man displaying how to properly wash your hands. Now, it pays homage to a 19th century doctor that was widely credited with discovering the medical importance of washing your hands. How about that? And with everybody huddled inside, it's easy to get what some call cabin fever. So how do you break that cycle? Well, experts say that you should establish a routine and don't treat social distancing as a vacation. Instead, get up and remain active. You can mix things up in your living room and redecorate a room or move furniture around so it doesn't feel like you're in the exact same place each week. Stay physically active as well and mentally active. That helps too. Take some walks, spend some time in your backyard, listen to some podcasts or some new music. And don't forget to connect with others. You can use the time to check in with friends and family, a lot of times over the internet and FaceTime and Skype. And
my
all
mom's
those
been calling everybody that she normally doesn't make time for those long, hour-long conversations.
Exactly.
She's like, I guess I got the time now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I call my mom every day.
There you go. So here's the thing. If you're going to have those long conversations, why not? Grab yourself a chair if you don't have the patio furniture out already and go outside, sit in the backyard and have that convo because the weather is still great. Right now, it's a little cool, so you might need a light long sleeve as you step out the door. We're in the 50s across the valley, but we do have some outlying valley cities that have dipped into the 40s, and I suspect that more will do that as we get closer to sunrise. Apache Junction and Wickenburg in the upper 40s at this hour. We've got 50 degrees in Chandler and Gilbert, 53 in Glendale and Peoria. We're actually right on par for where we were yesterday, pretty much the same temperatures 24 hours ago, but it is 7 degrees colder up in Payson this morning. Sedona a little bit cooler too by 10 degrees, and up in Window Rock you've dipped by 10 degrees. So Window Rock starting the morning off in the upper 20s this morning. Flagstaff right back down in the mid 20s. Show Low a few degrees above freezing this morning. In Payson, you're definitely colder than you started yesterday. 36 your temperature right now. Now again, as you wake up this morning, I definitely noticed my eyes were much more dry and a little scratchy this morning. Again, that's because that pollen is high and it's going to stay that way for the next couple of days. Our key allergens right now, mulberry, poplar, and ash. So just be aware if you start feeling just a little sniffly there, that's probably one of the reasons. Here's how we warm up though today. We stay in the 50s for a little while here. It'll take us until about 10, 11 o'clock to warm into the 60s, but then we don't stay in the 60s long before the 70s make their way into our forecast. 71 by 1 o'clock, 75 is our forecast high that will reach right around 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll be slow to cool down too. By 7 o'clock, we're still in the 70s, so dinner outside, grill out would be a perfect night to do it. So here's a look at those highs city by city today. 75 in Peoria and Glendale, as well as Tempe and Mesa. 75 in Queen Creek. Santan Valley just a degree cooler. Apache Junction 73 today. Anthem and Cave Creek, I do think that you'll make it into the 70s today, but you'll stay right around that 70-degree mark. We'll see similar temperatures to our south. 73 in Safford, 75 in Tucson, 75 right along our western border there, 75 in Lake Havasu City. We're going to see a mix of 50s in the Verde Valley area, mid 50s if you're in Payson, upper 50s in Sedona, so coming close to 60 degrees. And even north of the rim, Flagstaff will be warmer today. 52 is your forecast high yesterday to make it out of the 40s. And we'll see more 50s across northern Arizona, 55 in Heber, 56 in Window Rock. Our futurecast showing us all the clouds that are going to stream in today. Tomorrow morning, we'll see some isolated showers up in the northwestern corner of our state. That's going to continue to track along the rim. We could see a stray passing shower tomorrow evening in the northern, northeastern portions of the valley, but otherwise I think it'll be a sprinkle and we stay dry here. Also, you'll notice today winds are calm statewide, but tomorrow the breezes pick up. In the high country, it starts around 9 in the morning, around 15 to 20 miles an hour. Then they get stronger. Those winds will be sustained around 25 miles an hour in Flagstaff, 20 miles an hour in Kingman. Even here in the Phoenix metro, we're going to be about 5 to 15 miles an hour, but we could occasionally see gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Again, we're staying dry today with just that stray chance of passing showers in the northwestern portion, northeastern portion of the valley. Then on Tuesday, dry and warmer. And Thursday, we're tracking another round of storm chances possible, but more likely that we'll see snow in the high country. I'll talk about that coming up in our 7-day forecast in just a little bit, Mark.
No, hey, thank you. Well, students asked to leave college campuses as soon as possible, but others being told they've still got to pay for those dorm rooms even if they move out. The coronavirus creating controversy at universities. Well, the coronavirus is impacting college students in our state. Grand Canyon University issuing a statement yesterday asking all students to leave campus as soon as possible. They will transition to online classes this coming week. This is coming just days after the university decided to postpone their graduation ceremonies. And GCU is not the only school to transition into online classes. Most of the universities that we're seeing, they're going online as well.
But that's also why some students are now starting to ask for their money back because of the dorms, the meal plans that they all pay for that now they're not going to be able to use. But as investigator Courtney Holmes shows us, at least one university says it just can't afford to do that.
We are not being provided the full services that ASU offers. There's a lot of places that are closed.
This isn't how Erin Collins thought her freshman year would end.
I mean, it's pretty crazy the situation we're in right now.
But as a nursing student at Arizona State University, she understands the need to keep her distance from fellow classmates. That's why she's moved out of her dorm in downtown Phoenix and is expecting ASU to give her back some of the money she spent to live there. One problem. It's not.
I really don't know why they're holding on to this and just choosing not to budge.
Students have started a petition demanding refunds or at least a credit from the school.
I know U of A has done that already, and they have prorated their students and given them credit for the fall.
In fact, University of Arizona has given its students 3 options of staying in the dorms, getting a prorated refund in May, or having the amount credited for next year. But U of A seems to be the only school doing that. Northern Arizona University says no refunds from them either because the costs to run the university are increasing as they expend significant resources to move online. Similar response from ASU. A spokesperson says the university remains open and fully operational for the students who remain, and their expenses are not decreasing. Erin says her expenses haven't gone down either, and she's hoping the university reconsiders.
Just something to give us credit for all this money that we're paying them, and it's a lot.
Courtney Holmes, ABC15, Arizona.
And it's 5:26 now. Let's turn to some stories that are trending around the nation. An orphaned koala bear is being cared for around the clock at the San Diego Zoo. This is Omeo. Zoo caretakers say that the 8-month-old is thriving after he lost his mother to cancer last year.
There's just something about koalas that are so sweet, isn't there?
Yeah, comforting. It looks like a teddy bear.
Yeah, exactly. His caretakers say he's growing too. He's going to be off the bottle soon. That means that he's going to be able to meet some other koalas, mingle a little, and be seen by the public soon. Hopefully, as soon as the zoo.
Yeah, got his own teddy bear there.
Yeah, the zoo right now is closed because of the coronavirus, but that's just giving him more time to get his focus, do the growing that he needs, and he'll be ready to show off for everybody soon enough. Oh, right there. That's the life, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the Denver Zoo, they need your help as well. They're trying to name a new baby rhino.
So this is a fun way to get involved. The zoo has narrowed it down to 3 choices. The choices are Tally, meaning youthful or young, Juna, which translates to treasure or joyful in nature, and the final name, Pimba, after Pimbadoma Sherpa, the first Nepalese female mountaineer to climb Mount Everest north face. So if you want to be a part of the contest, the zoo is also asking for a donation since they are closed as well, so trying to help themselves out as well. You can go to their website at denverzoo.org and cast your vote for the new baby rhino. Baby season, it's springtime, you know, birds and the bees and all that.
Yeah, you start to hear them all chirping outside the window, that's for sure.